Hi guys, this is Robert from Trade the Moment. It is Saturday, February 6th. I'm going to be putting this video out, and this is the market recap for last week and what to look forward for this week. So let's just try to move along. There's a lot to go over. We'll try to be quick as possible. The market's very strong this week. It recovered sharply from last week. And we had said that in the video that we put out last week, that the market was still very healthy, even though it had this big red bar. We said it was healthy and it was perfectly fine. And as you can see, it was met by another green bar in this buy. And that's a big bar. I may not look it, but it's a big bar. It's 370 to 387. It's a $17 bar. I mean, it's a big week. The diamond's the same thing, tracking stock of the Dow. Okay, it's still high. Wiped out its losses from the prior week that we used. The Russell, the same thing. QQQs, same thing. So the market is extremely stronger. Here's some strong stuff. Sectors that are still strong, still working. They should not be shorted. If you don't want to go long, I understand. I didn't have too many longs going into this week. We just put a video out on swing trades for the week. We only had 2 longs, because the market's healthy. It's not that the market isn't healthy. It's just that I don't like putting stocks out there when everything is so high. The slightest pullback and you're going to get hurt. So the strong sectors, the indexes are all strong as I showed you. The SPY, the diamonds, the Russell 2000, and the QQQs, which are on. They're all on top, so right at the top. Okay, some strong sectors. The bank is still strong. JP Morgan, extremely strong. Huge day. Huge week. Just exploded from the bottom, came in, retraced a little bit, boom, right above its 20-day again. So JP Morgan, Citibank is still extremely strong. These stocks had healthy runs from 42 to 60. JP Morgan has gone from like 104, 103 to 140. So these are very strong. In the oil sector, still strong. ExxonMobil, nice, put a double bottom in right down here on the weekly. See this double bottom at 31? Bang. It's at 50. I mean, that's just huge mover. Chevron, the same thing. Chevron come from down here, 64, 65, 70 to 90. Pulled in a little bit at 89. Hit as high as 96 and change. Okay, you got Apple still right on the top. Had that big bar, okay, last week, and couldn't take it out. So Apple is nothing wrong with it, just that this may take a little time to digest this huge bar on Apple. Microsoft, extremely strong tech, extremely strong. Microsoft, look where it is. Bang. Amazon had earnings, they were nice, consolidating, basing sideways, stock looking to break out. Google, bang, broke out, consolidated here, and then took it, and has not stopped. So it took it at 1830, it's at 2088. There's another big move. Tesla, we all know about Tesla, has been the story of the year last year. This week, extremely strong. Going into the week, Twitter pulled back a little bit about a month ago and started rallying again right at the top. So many stocks and so many different groups are really right at the top. These markets have been on fire. Snap is the one that propelled this week. Snap had some day, Friday, they tried to take it down and it just exploded. $65 broke out. This has been tremendous performer. CMG, another tremendous performer on its top. Berkshire, one of my favorite. Berkshire, Class B. 235, about to break out. Consolidation on the weekly, rising 20 on the daily and weekly, above its 200. It's got all the technicals to break out. Berkshire. In the gaming space, you got MGM. Phenomenal they look. Okay, look at that. Hit its 200 day with a rising 20. 2.5 months later on, still going. Consolidated. Came back last week. Right to support. It's 200. One good week, pop, $6. And this is extremely strong. Boyd Gaming, another extremely strong one. The weaker ones in the sector that aren't performing are the ones that have more exposure to the Asian markets. Win has still had a good week, but above its 200. Win. So Win has been struggling lately. Above its 200. Win. And if you look at it, Win, and you go back a little bit, Win was $200 company. So Wynn has been struggling with this whole COVID crisis. Wynn and Las Vegas Sands is the same type of company, a lot of exposure to Asia, and that's why they're recovering. They're trying to recover. If you go back to them, you can go back here. In 2018, they were an $80 company. COVID hit, and we'll stretch this out, and they came down to the $37 range, and they're hitting resistance here. So that's where they are. They're nothing. They don't look nothing like MGM or Boyd. It's particularly Boyd. It's just, it keeps making higher highs. So these are much bigger companies within LVS. So that's where you stay with them. The big boxes, you got Lowe's, you got Home Depot. You can see Lowe's riding its 20 day. Nice week, trying to break out. Home Depot, same thing, riding its 20 flat basin. Nice. That's where they are. They're healthy. They're not set up by setups, and they're not short setups. CRM. Okay, CRM has struggled. So here's my DCs here on CRM. It had this huge bar here. We got up, and it faded. It tried it here and it got rejected. It tried it here and got rejected. And it keeps fading. So hopefully this will be support. I like the stock long, and I'll show you why. I like it long. I'll use this as a stop here. You could use this as a stop. Here's the bottom of that. It's 220.58. I mean, it's pretty far away, but it's CRM. It can give you 208. Look at this move, 270. So in 1 week, this thing can give you a nice return. So I like it here. It's a flat 20, but it's rising on the daily. It isn't the greatest, but here's why I like it. Look at workday, its counterpart. See what happened to workday? Consolidated and then exploded. And FFIV, another one in that space. That thing, we had it as a breakout a long time ago, and it broke out. Let me remove that, clear these charts up. So again, FFIV, workday, and CRM, I think, will start to rally now. So I like CRM. Okay, some ETFs we're going to touch base on. KRE, regional banking. These are all ETFs, regional banking. Look like we had said the banking was strong. I think JP Morgan's got a big weight in this. I think Wells Fargo does too. You'll have to do your own due diligence. But I could just show you how strong it is. It had a rise in 20. It hit its 200 where it was going to get rejected. Instead, it went right through it. It got rejected 2 weeks in a row, and only to have a good week to almost take it and make a new high. That is extremely strong when you could take out 2 weeks off a top like this after passing your 200. This stock is just poised to break out. XLF is the financials. Another one did the same exact thing, broke out, pulled back in, and went. They mirrored images, KRE, XLF, the same thing. XLV is healthcare. Right off its top, extremely strong. Technology, XLK, this is a technology sector, extremely strong right off its top. Home builders, I'm showing you all the strong stuff that's working. 2 weeks of selling, pop. Didn't take out the prior week. That's the only thing I'm not crazy about here. It did not take the prior week. Okay, material. Did not take it out. So XRT is retail. It ran into a little bit of trouble this week, but it got extended for somewhat reason. This used to be ETF that traded like just in a tight range, and all of a sudden it kind of got volatile here. I don't know what happened. I don't know if this is heavily shorted or whatnot, but this thing got violent, and this thing now put maybe a top and tail and pull back. But the sector itself is still strong. If you look at names like I showed you earlier, Nike, Under Armour, Kohl's, they're all extremely strong. So XRT is something I wanted to mention. I won't be buying this. I'd rather go after individual retail names like Nike, for example, and Kohl's. But if you look at Nike, I'd rather go after them individually. Under Armour, another stock that just broke out past its 200-day target. That's been riding its 20, came in, put a bottom in short term here, 70, it's up $10, but it's got a flattish 20. Let's look at Kohl's. Kohl's is getting this 200. I don't know if it can break through it. It'll be interesting to watch if it breaks through it and what it has. And Tapestry, the same type of thing, breaking. Like I said, it's been strong. If it wasn't strong, these companies wouldn't have hit their 200-day, and some even pushing through it. Okay, so let's move along to another strong sector. Home builders. Lennar, beautiful week. Look at that week. Look at that week. Closed out about 83 the prior week. This week 90. Toll Brothers, another stock, had a nice week, right on the top. Another stock, KB Homes, right on the top. So and in the ETFs, you have one last ETF I want to touch base with, the semiconductors, SMH. Look at this. This had, I mean, the week before it got hit, but this thing has had some run if you look at it. It hit its 200-day at $99, and then up hitting as high as $240. This is $100 back in March, $240. So this stock has exploded. Okay, of another strong sector. Here's some pockets of weakness that I found. IBM, not performing at all, declining 20, flat on the weekly, declining on the daily, broke through on this gap down, I believe was earnings, broke through, and tried to even make an attempt to fill the gap, and I don't think it goes anywhere. I don't think it compares to 200 here. So that's one of the few weaknesses in the market. SAP is another one that's not really performing. Again, you see what happens when you miss earnings? That's how high we are. Look with IBM. We'll go back to IBM. This was a miss. They were up to 132, and when they missed, it was down to 117, and that's not that bad. Some of them companies you're going to find a lot worse. This company that week that it reported was, I guess, 149. Came down as low as 118. Now it's recovering, but running right into a declining 20. I may actually look to put this on the short swing list. I already put out the swing, but I'm thinking about adding this and may update the list. You got to check the room on Discord. I trade the moment. I may, in the swing channel, I may add SAP as a short. Facebook has been weaker. Look at the 20. The 50 was good. The 20 was good on the weekly, rising, and then it came back, and now it's kind of getting flat. And if you look at the 20, the 20's been declining for a while. Hit its 200, rallied, but came right back to the 20. So this is another weak stock. And Baba's a little mixed, Baba started out weaker, trading down below its 200, declining 20, below the 200. And then they made some news. They raised some money. I think they had like an offering, and they raised like $5 billion or something. So they got real strong. They're above their 200. They got a rising 20. So this looks like a breakout. Baba's going to be a nice watch, because Baba looks like a breakout right about there. But if you look at the mix side of it, it's got a flat 20 here on the weekly. So we're going to see what Baba does. Can it take the weekly and go? Does it break out on the daily and take the weekly and go? If it does, it has room. And if it don't, it has room to the downside. So Baba's a nice watch. It'll be fun to watch Baba. Guys, that's all for this week. That's a recap of what happened last week and what's stronger and weaker. You can find us in the Discord on the Trade the Moment. A lot of this stuff is free. We have swing ideas. We have trading room, a general chat room. We have a penny stock room. So give us a like on the video. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll bring you more videos like this. Again, thank you, and see you next week.